Good morning, learners. It's another marvelous math day. And here we are with lesson 19. We are moving on to session 3. Today we are going to develop reading and interpreting bar graphs. So yesterday we worked on picture graphs. Today we'll work on bar graphs. Now remember, 2 cards that we've made to get us through this lesson are learning how to work on compare problems. Remember, compare problems have questions like how many fewer, how many more, what's the difference? And we'll talk about how to solve those again. We're also making sure that we look at a graph and know how to read the graph before we start our problems. So if you don't have these, go ahead and make a set for yourself so you can use them as you work on your lesson. Okay, so we're going to read and try to solve the problem below. Now, I notice that I have the word problem on the left and my graph on the right, and this is a bar graph. Notice that there are bars instead of pictures. Now, to do graphs, we want to make sure we're following along with our little list here. What's the first thing we do when we're looking at a graph? We read the title. Let's go ahead and read the title. Money raised for the playground. Ooh, there's a playground and they want to probably put something in it. Okay, we're going to look at the labels. Now, the labels on a bar graph look slightly different. We actually have labels. That means this is our amount raised, and they tell us that they're keeping the numbers in money. So when we see a number, it means money. So this is $10, this is $20, and they tell us that in the label. That's why it's so important to look at the label. It tells us what the numbers mean, and in this case, it means money. Okay, down at the bottom, our numbers mean grade. This is the label for our grades that are helping to raise money for the playground. Notice we have a 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade. Okay, so now that we've looked at the labels and we know what the numbers mean, we need to look at the scale. Now remember, keys are for picture graphs. We look at a scale for bar graphs. The scale is how the numbers change. So notice we go from 2nd grade to 3rd grade to 4th grade. We're going up by grade level. Now, if we take a look at the money, we're not going by ones here. What are we counting by? We're counting by 10, 20, 30. We're counting by tens. So the scale of our bar graph is going by tens. So every time I see this little gray line, it means $10. So if we look at grade 2, I read this as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I would read this bar graph as 2nd grade raised $50. Remember, this tells us what grade level. This tells us the amount of money they raised, $50. If we take a look at 3rd grade, let's go ahead and take a look. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. 3rd grade raised $80. Now, if you don't want to have to count the lines up, you can also take a look at where the lines go. So let's look at 4th grade. Notice that the gray line right here is at the top of the bar. And if we follow that over, it tells us that 4th grade raised $60. Notice the bar is as tall as the 60. So that's how we're going to read our bar graph today. Okay, let's look at our word problem. The Hart School wants to build a new playground. The graph shows the number of dollars each grade has raised to build the playground. Grade 3 and grade 4 together want to raise $300. How much more money must they raise? Ooh, okay, so we know how to read the graph. We know they want to build a playground, and it looks like 3rd grade and 4th grade want to work together. Okay, let's go ahead and figure out what exactly they want us to find out. I'm going to read it a 2nd time. The Hart School wants to build a new playground. The graph shows the number of dollars each grade has raised to build the playground. Grade 3 and grade 4 together want to raise $300. Okay, that's important. We've got to put grade 3 and grade 4 together. Together, they want to raise $300. How much more money must they raise? What do you notice about that question? Yeah, it is a compare problem. Notice the how much more. How much more? They want us to compare how much more, how many more. So that means they already have some money, but they want to get to 300. So they want to raise how much? They want to raise 300 total, right? Now, what is our grade? 3 and 4, right? 3 and 4. So what has grade 3 brought in? Let's do grade 3 and grade 4. Oops. Because we know they still need some money, right? So what did grade 3 bring in? Okay, remember, follow up the lines. They've brought in $80. What did grade 4 bring in? Take a look. It's 60. So they've got $80 and $60, and now they need something else. So that's what's going on in our word problem. Sometimes it helps to draw a picture. So they want $300. They already have $80 from 3rd grade and $60 from 4th grade. So how are we going to find out this amount? Take a minute and figure out what is your solution to this, and then come back and see what we did. Okay, so remember, if you want to add, you can add, or you can subtract. I'll help both ways, okay? So remember, if we are going to add, we start with our smaller numbers. So we have 80 for 3rd grade, plus 60 for 4th grade, plus something, they need some more, to get to 300. Now, to help me do this, I would actually combine these, right? 80 plus 60 is 140. Because if I have 8 tens and 6 tens, that means I have 14 tens. Okay, plus something equals 300. Now, adding, I just count on. I would go 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200. And then 200 to 300 is another 100. So I would have to add 160, right? So 140, I would jump to 200, and it takes me 60 to jump. And then I would jump from 200 to 300, and that's another 100. So I made 160 jumps. Or you can do subtract. I can do 300 minus 80. So if I have 30 tens and take away 8 tens, then that leaves me with 22 tens. Then if I'm at 220 and I have to take away my 60, so I have 22 tens and I take away 6 tens, that leaves me with 16 tens. And again, 160 is our answer because I've taken my original 300, I subtracted 80, and then I subtracted 60. So this number right here is going to be my 160. They need $160 more to raise enough money for the playground. Okay, if you need to pause for a few minutes, I'm sorry, you may not have seen that down there. If you need to see the jumps that I made, if you need to pause for a few minutes and you want to write this in, you can. Otherwise, let's go ahead and go to page 426. Okay, different ways on how this can be solved. Explore different ways to understand how to answer questions about a bar graph. Okay, we've already studied the graph and we've read our word problem. Explain it. You can use words to explain how to use the graph to find the number of dollars raised by each grade. 3rd grade. Point to the grade 3 bar. Here we go. Find the top of the bar. Follow that line at the top of the bar to the left. Stop at the number on the left side of the graph, and this number tells the number of dollars grade 3 raised. Okay, we already did that, didn't we? And you would do the same thing for 4th grade. Point to the grade 4 bar. Find the top of the bar. Follow the line at the top of the bar to the left. Stop at the number on the left side of the graph. This is the number of dollars raised, grade 4 raised. Okay, page 427. Now you will use the problem from the previous page to help you understand how to answer questions about bar graphs. What does each bar on the graph show? What does the bar show? Remember, we can look at our label to tell us. all the numbers on this side, and the height of the bar tells us amount raised, the amount of money raised. So let's write that in there. It is the amount of money raised. What do the scale numbers along the left side of the bar graph stand for? What do those numbers mean on the left side? Do you remember? They told us in the label. What is it? It's the money. It's the money. What is the difference between one scale number and the next? Do you remember what we were counting by? Let's look. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. What are we counting by? We're counting by tens. Yep, what's the difference? The difference is tens. Look at grade 3 bar. How much money did grade 3 raise? And grade 4. Let's look at those. Grade 3 raised how much? That's right, $80. And grade 4 raised $60. Okay, so look at grade 3 bar. How much money did grade 3 raise? $80. Look at the grade 4 bar. How much money did grade 4 raise? We did 60. What operation did you use to find out how much money was raised by grade 3 and grade 4 altogether? You get to decide which strategy do you like. We actually did both. We used addition and by counting up, and we used subtraction. Which one did you like using? Go ahead and write that in here. How much money did grade 3 and grade 4 raise together? Oh, we did find that, right? We found that they raised $140 together. Oh, you know what? I maybe misunderstood. See, this is probably why I should be reading it twice. What operation did you use to find out how much money was raised by grade 3 and grade 4? We did do adding for that one. Notice that right here? We added 140. Remember, I said that 80 plus 60, 8 tens plus 6 tens is 14 tens, which is 140. We did add. Okay, number 6. This is what I thought we were answering. What operation did you use to find out how much money must be raised in order for grade 3 and grade 4 to together raise $300? This is the one where you get to decide, do you like addition or subtraction? Go ahead and write your answer right there. How much more money must the 2 grades raise? Remember, there's our comparison. How much more? And we figured out it was 160. Remember, we counted up. We also subtracted. Explain how scale numbers of a bar graph help you to understand what the bar shows. Okay, take a few minutes. And how did you, basically, what they're asking is, how did you use the scale numbers to find out how much 3rd grade earned and 4th grade earned? How did you do that? Go ahead and write that down. Now go ahead and reflect. Look back at our Try It, Strategies by Classmates, and explain it. Which model or strategies do you like best for reading and interpreting bar graphs? How did you like solving this problem? Take a few minutes and solve it. Pause the video if you need to. Okay, let's take a look at the Apply It. Use the bar graph and what you just learned to solve problems 9 and 10. Okay, let's look at our graph here. Money raised for the playground. Oh, it's still the same graph. Look at that. I read the title and I'm like, oh, we're still working with the same graph. Okay, how much money in all have the grades raised? Show your work. How much money in all? What does that tell us we need to do? If it says in all, what do we need to do with those numbers? That's right, we're going to add them together. Notice that we need to put 2nd grade and 3rd grade and 4th grade and 5th grade and 6th grade. Okay, so this is going to help me. I kind of have to keep myself organized when I show work. I'm going to put the number for 2nd grade. How much did 2nd grade earn? They earned $50. How much did third grade earn? That's right, it was 80. Take a minute and fill the rest in. Okay, these are the numbers that I have so far. Now, when I have to add that many numbers together, I look for numbers that go together easily. And I noticed that a 60 and a 40 become 100. So I'm going to put those together. And then I'm going to put my 50 and my 80 together. I have 5 tens and 8 tens. That is 13 tens, so 130. Plus I still have my 90. Okay, so now I'm going to put my easy numbers again together. 190 plus 130. Now, it's up to you how you want to put these numbers together. You can line them up, or I still like to spread them out and use my place value. 100 plus 90 plus 0, and 100 plus 30 plus 0. So my ones, I have 0. In my tens place, I have 120. And in my 100 plus 100 is 200. So now I put these together and I get 320. So they earned $320 in all. That was a lot of work. Okay, now we're going to use that information. Choose the statements that are true. Grade 5 needs to raise another $10 to have raised the same amount as 4 and 6 together. Oh, I need to know some numbers. I realize in order to answer these, I think I want to be able to write down and look at these numbers. So they earned 50. I'm gonna label, and maybe I can zoom in here. I'm going to label my graph a little bit here. Third grade goes to 80. Fourth grade went to 60. Fifth grade went to 90. And sixth grade went to 40. I needed to make those so I can see them a little bit easier. Okay, so grade 5 needs to raise another $10 to have raised the same amount as 4 and 6 together. Okay, what did 4 and 6th grade do together? So fourth grade is $60. Sixth grade is $40. Oh, 6 and 4 make a 10, so 60 and 40 make 100. Okay, so let me think about that again. Grade 5 needs to raise another $10. So grade 5's at 90. If they earn 10 more dollars, they're going to be at 100. Grade 4 and 6, if they put those money together, that's also 100. Oh, so that's a true statement. So I'm going to mark that. That's true. Grade 3 has raised $50 more than grade 6. Okay. Grade 3 has earned $50 more than grade 6. Well, I don't think so, but I can always count. Remember, each gray line is $10. 10, 20, 30, 40. Nope. The difference is 40. So third grade has earned $40 more, not 50. So that one is incorrect. Oops, there we go. Okay. Grade 2 and grade 6 together, okay, I've got to keep track of that. Grade 6 and grade 2 together have raised more money than grade 5. Okay, grade 2 and 6 together have raised more money than grade 5. Okay, let's find 2 and 6. Grade 2 is $50. Grade 6 is $40. If we put those together, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Oh, no. So grade 2 and 6 have raised $90 together. And grade 5 has earned $90. Nope, they haven't raised more. They raised the same amount. So I'm going to cross that one out. Okay, let's look at D. Grade 2, 4, and 6 combined have raised $20 less than grades 3 and 5. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of information. I'm going to have to start putting this together. Okay, so just like I did in the problem above, grade 2 earned how much? 50. Grade 4 earned how much? Do you remember? Grade 4 had 60. And grade 6 had how much? Grade 6 had 40. Okay. Let's see. Let's put those together. Well, again, 60 and 40 make 100. So 150. Okay, so grades 2, 4, and 6. Oh, look at those are all even numbers. 2, 4, 6. So the even grades, 2, 4, and 6, earned $150. Combined have raised $20 less than grade 3 and grade 5. Well, let's find out grade 3 and grade 5 first. Grade 3 and grade 5. How much did grade 3 earn? $80. How much did grade 5 earn? $90. Okay, 80 and 90. So 8 tens and 9 tens is 170, which is 17 tens. Okay, so now, wow, these are a lot of steps. Okay, so grades 2, 4, and 6 are at 150. They've raised $20 less, $20 less than grade 3 and 5 combined. 3 and 5 had 170. What's the difference between 150 and 170? 160, 170. I'm counting by tens. So they are 2 tens less, which is $20 less. Oh, is this true? This is true because the 2, 4, and 6 have $20 less than grades 3 and 5. That took a lot of thinking. Did you see how I had to kind of write out my numbers? And I had to read the problem like 4 times. Okay, let's do the last one. Grade 2 and grade 3 together, okay, I got to put numbers together again, have raised the same amount of money as grades 5 and 6 together. Okay, grades 2 and 3. What is 2? 2 is 50. What is 3? 80. Together, 50 and 80 is 130. Is it the same as grades 5 and 6? 5 raised 90. And 6 raised 40. 90 plus 40 is, 9 tens and 4 tens is 130 tens. Or sorry, not 130, 13 tens. Are these the same as 130? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not showing you again. Okay, if we need to look, remember grades 2 and 3 raised 130 together. Grades 5 and 6 raised $130 together. Are both sides the same? Are they equal? Yes, so this is true. Okay, now what you're going to do, let me zoom out so we can see all of our papers. What you're going to do next is take out your practice page. With your practice page, you have a new graph. So make sure you use your graph rules on how to look at a graph. Take time to study and then go ahead and answer the problems. And when you're done, come back and we'll go over the answers.